students, welcome to our virtual learning class. Today we have mathematics, okay? Mathematics, and we'll be studying under mathematics division. Good. But before we start with division, today we are going to look at what? Division as what? Repeated subtraction, okay? Today we are going to look at division as what? Repeated subtraction. Good. Let's look at the objective for today's lesson. Now, at the end of today's lesson, you should be able to understand the concept of division as what? A repeated subtraction. Okay? We should be able to use repeated subtraction to divide a given number. Okay? Good. Now let's look at our keywords. Now we have divisor. We have dividend. And we have what? Quotient. Okay? Good. Now, when we look at this, we have the dividend is the number we are dividing, okay? And the divisor is the number that is dividing. And the answer we get after dividing is what? The quotient, okay? So, for example, if you are to share 12 oranges, okay? The 12 oranges becomes what? The dividend, okay? Now, the number of people who are sharing the orange, they are the divisor. That number is the divisor. Okay, and the answer or the number of orange a person will get become the quotient. Good. So we have divisor, dividend, and what? Quotient. Very good. Now let's look at some examples of repeated subtraction as in division. Okay, let's take our first example. So divide the following using repeated what? Subtraction. Using the repeated subtraction. So we all know what subtraction is. Okay. So when we have to subtract 9 from we have to subtract what? 2 from 9. We know how we do it. Okay. We know how we do it. Right? Good. You know how we do it. So 9 minus 2 will give us what? 7, right? Good. So the same way we are going to use here to find our division. Okay. So now, over here what we do is that we continue to subtract the divisor from the dividend until we get what? 0. Okay. When we are using repeated subtraction, we continue to subtract the divisor from the dividend until we get what? 0. Then from there we count the number of times we subtract the divisor from the dividend, and that will give us our answer. Okay? Okay, very good. So let's take our first example. We have 12 divided by what? 3. Okay? So we have what? 12 minus what? 3. We draw our line. So 12 minus 3 will give us what? 9. Okay? Now we continue, we say repeated subtraction. So we are going to subtract the divisor, which is 3. We say we continue to subtract the divisor from the dividend until we get what? 0. So here, this 9 here is not 0. So we are going to subtract 3 from this 9. So 3, bring our subtraction sign. 9 minus 3 will give us what? 6. Good. At the same time, we continue to subtract the 3 from the 6. Okay? Good. When we subtract 3 from 6, we get what? 3. This 3 is not 0, okay? So we continue to subtract 3 from 8, which will also give us what? Good. So 3 minus 3 will give us what? 0. Good. Now, from here, we continue to count the number of times we subtract the divisor from the dividend, okay? The number of times we subtract the divisor from the dividend. So now let's count. This is the first one we subtract. So 1, 2, 3, and this is the 4. Don't say this is 2, 3, so we are going to add this one. No. This is the one, the remainder of what? 6 minus 3, and this is this. And we subtract this 3 from this. Okay? We just subtract this 3 from this, so, or from anything. Okay? So, the divisor that we subtract is what we are going to do to count. Okay? So, 3 minus 3 will give us 0. So, we start to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So 12 divided by 3 will give us what? 4. Okay, so 12 divided by 3 is equal to what? 4. Good. Good. I hope you are getting it. Now, if you are getting it, let's continue with the next example, which is what? 21 divided by what? 7. We are still using the repeated or subtraction. Okay? So we have what? Our 21 minus what? 7. Good. Now, when we subtract 21, we subtract 7 from 21. What do we have? We have what? 14. Okay, we have 14. The same way, we are still, since 14 is not 0, we are still subtracting the 7 from it. So, minus 7. Okay? And this will give us a 7. And this 7 is still not 0. So, we continue to subtract. Okay? Very good. So, 7 minus 7 will give us a 0. Very good. So, from here, we count the number of times we subtract the divisor from the dividend. Okay? So, this is the first one, second, and this one, the third. Okay? So, 21 divided by 7 will give us what? 3. We will get what? 3. Very good. Let's continue with the next one. Example. Okay? The next one. We have what? 56 we have 56 minus what? 7. 56 minus 7. Now, it will give us what? 49. We are still subtracting 7 from 49. Okay? To give us 42. Then we are still subtracting what? 7 from 8. Okay? And it will give us what? 35. We are still subtracting what? 7 from the 30 what? The 35. Okay? Good. And it will give us what? 28. It will give us 28. Then we are still subtracting what? 7. Because we are dividing the 56 by what? 7. So we continue to subtract the divisor from the dividend until we get to 0. Okay? So 28 minus 7 will give us what? 21. We continue to, since 21 is not 0, we continue to subtract. Okay? And it will give us what? To give us 14. To give us 14. Okay? Then we continue to subtract 7 from the 14. 7 from the 14. And it will give us what? 7. And this 7 is not 0. So we continue to subtract. Then it will give us what? 0. Good. Now from here we continue to count the number of times we subtract the dividend, the divisor from the dividend. Okay? So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So 56 divided by 7 will give us what? This will give us what? 8. Good. Good. Okay. Now let's look at the last example. Okay, let's look at the last example. Now we have 18 divided by what? 3. So we have 18 minus what? 3. Okay, 18 minus 3 will give us what? 15. Okay, then we subtract 3 from 15 will give us what? 12. We subtract 3 from what? 12 will give us what? 9. Then we subtract 3 from 9 to give us 6. Okay, then 3 from 6 will give us what? 3. Good. Now 3 from 3 will give us what? 0. Okay, now let's count the number of times we subtract 3 from the dividend. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 18 divided by 3 will give us what? 6. Good. I hope you are getting it. Okay, so with this I'll bring the lesson for today to an end. Until we meet, have a nice day. Bye.